Gamers rise up. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. The gamer uprising is here. The, the gamers have found a way to weaponize this Hong Kong color revolution, this phony revolution, and essentially, I guess, politicize the whole of gamingdom. Unite all gamers under this banner of fuck Blizzard. So, this is a Business Insider article because who better to trust than the good, completely non-biased folks at Business Insider. This is Kevin Webb 39 minutes ago. It says, here's a timeline of Activision Blizzard's terrible week as it faces fan protest after an esports athlete was punished for voicing support for Hong Kong. So it says Hearthstone player Blitz Chung launched an international controversy after he called for the liberation of Hong Kong in a post-match interview. So it says a vocal group of fans are boycotting Activision Blizzard after the company punished an esports competitor who spoke out in support of the protest in Hong Kong. Chun Ni-Wai, the esports competitor better known as Blitz Chung, shouted, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age," in Chinese amid a post-match interview at a Blizzard-sponsored Hearthstone tournament in Taiwan on October 5th. Blizzard responded by stripping Blitz Chung of his prize money and barring him from Hearthstone competitions for 1 year. Blizzard said Blitz Chung's comments had violated the competition rules by damaging the company's image. It later walked back the punishment, reducing it down to 6 months. Alright. Now let me just say this right off the bat. If you're a right-winger and you are somehow outraged by a private company censoring and punishing one of their staff, one of their workers, well then you're a complete and total hypocrite. Because Blizzard, according to you, Blizzard should be allowed to do whatever they want to their employees. Alright, and I'm assuming Blitz Chung had some kind of a contract with Blizzard saying that when you go up on stage, you don't say private political beliefs, controversial political beliefs. For the same reason why you wouldn't want a player to come out and say, like, Sieg Heil or something stupid like that. It's the exact same reason. You don't want your company associated with these fringe, quote-unquote, extremist political beliefs. And so, when somebody says, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age, in front of a huge audience, in a post-match interview at a Blizzard-sponsored tournament, yeah, not a good look, dog. Not a good look for Blizzard. So, of course, they're going to issue some kind of punishment to this guy. But this entire outrage has been weaponized, and the anti-China hysteria is once again being whipped up. We're all being whipped up into a froth, ladies and gentlemen, over all this China hysteria. We're being geared to invasion eventually. This is what I feel like we as the American public are being geared to by the mainstream media. A invasion of Hong Kong, a quote-unquote liberation. You have to ask yourself who's doing the liberation. If it's a United States-backed puppet government, well, good luck getting any democracy from that. Do you think you'll get democracy from the United States? Open a history book, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you. Look at how democracy is working right now in Brazil. Look at how democracy worked in Nicaragua or in Chile after Allende's government was deposed by the CIA. Look at how democracy worked in the early days of South Korea. Look at how democracy worked in the days of South Vietnam, the US-backed puppet government of South Vietnam. It's not pretty, folks. But I'm going to hop off my soapbox and keep reading this article here. It says, Activision Blizzard is dealing with fan revolt and intense public scrutiny after punishing Blitzchung, a Hong Kong-based esports competitor who voiced support for Hong Kong's protesters during a Blizzard Run event on October 5th. Blitzchung, whose real name is Chung Nig Wai, is a Grandmaster level player in Hearthstone, Blizzard's very popular digital card game. During Blizzard's official broadcast and Asia Pacific Grandmasters competition, Blitzchung appeared in a post-match interview wearing a gas mask. As the protest ended, Blitzchung shouted, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age," with the apparent support of the two tournament broadcasters. Blizzard responded to Blitzchung's comments on October 8th by stripping him of about $3,000 in prize money he had already earned for the tournament and barred him from Hearthstone competitions for 1 year. Blizzard also said it would no longer work with the two broadcasters who were interviewing Blitzchung during his comments. The company deleted the match and interview footage from its official channels as well. In the blog post announcing Blitzchung's plan, Blizzard says, "We stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions, but Blitzchung's comments were deemed to be harmful to the company." That's what it's all about here, ladies and gentlemen. A capitalist company defending their public image by censoring comments that they deem extremist and politically harmful. Keep in mind, this is a video game company. They don't want to trigger an international political scandal by endorsing the Hong Kong riots. It says, in a follow-up statement issued on Friday night, Blizzard said that it was reducing his suspension and that of the broadcasters to 6 months and restoring his prize money, though mostly otherwise stood by its earlier positions. So guess what, all of you gamer bros that are ready to rise up and you're frothing at the fucking mouth. You've been fed this anti-Chinese hysteria and you are just ready to practically have a fucking seizure over your pure hatred of China. You are just ready to politicize this event so much. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Amid public outrage, they went back on their quote-unquote punishment. They still stand by their earlier positions because obviously they have to. They're a capitalist company. And this is me as a Marxist defending Blizzard. I mean, I'm not really defending them. I'm more or less giving justifications for them. Alright? Fuck Blizzard. I'll say that. But this whole thing is just anti-Chinese hysteria that is being weaponized and politicized to accomplish imperialistic goals in Hong Kong. And if you're not catching on to that, well then go back and watch my videos about Hong Kong. Critics accuse Blizzard of prioritizing his business interest in China instead of promoting free speech. Well, I mean, what if the guy said something like, "I like to fuck little puppies, I like to fuck kittens," or something? I mean, would you be supporting his free speech to say that? It's very obvious this whole argument for free speech only applies when it's something that suits the political US establishment, the imperialistic elites that are pushing for intervention, liberation in Hong Kong. Because newsflash, folks, these protesters are being funded and trained by the National Endowment of Democracy. Blizzard's decision has sparked outrage from Americans who say Blitzchung's comments should have been protected as free speech, even though the kid was in Taiwan, which is not in the United States, so your little constitutionalism here doesn't really apply, my dudes, especially given that Blizzard is an American company. Supporters of the protest in Hong Kong accuse Blizzard of compromising its principles to protect business interests in China. Well, duh. I mean, duh. Is there any fucking question? It's obvious. But let's not beat around the bush here. This isn't about Blizzard compromising its principles. This is about We need to liberate Hong Kong. We need to go in, liberate Hong Kong for the good of democracy and spread democracy to these poor, idiotic people who can't work it out for themselves. They need the pure white man to come invade them. It's a very paternalistic, very racially charged sort of movement that they have over there. Hong Kong has been under a condition of civil unrest for more than 4 months. Millions of people have marched to demand sovereignty from mainland China and to protest its socio-economic conditions. Of course, they don't tell you that there's millions who are also protesting for the government, in favor of the government. The ongoing protests have already garnered international attention, with the territory's increasingly complex relationship with China's communist government as a core issue. China spends more money on video games than any other country in the world, making the market a vital part of Blizzard's business. Tencent, one of China's biggest companies and largest video game publisher in the world, owns a 5% stake at Blizzard's parent company, Activision Blizzard. So, I mean, of course they're not going to try to rock the fucking boat by coming off as endorsing anti-Chinese sentiments. Blizzard is the latest American company to face criticism for its relationship to China. The NBA is also embroiled in its own controversy for involving Hong Kong and China after Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey shared a tweet in support of the protest. Morey later apologized and deleted the tweet, but the situation has strained the league's relationship with China. Republican Senator Marco Rubio, Democratic Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon were among the many voices that claimed to Blix Chung's defense, accusing Blizzard of censorship. Blizzard shows it's willing to humiliate itself to please the Chinese Communist Party, Wyden tweeted. No American company should censor calls for freedom to make a quick buck. Okay. I mean, I have nothing to say to that, but this is just empty American propaganda platitudes. Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite, issued a statement saying that no Fortnite players would be punished for sharing their opinions on politics and human rights. Okay, so have fun handling the PR shitstorm when some Holocaust denier comes up there. Alright? For saying that, oh, I don't know, gay people deserve to go to death camps or something like that. I mean, just have fun with the inevitable PR nightmare when one of your crazy 4chan Fortnite players, you know, just decides to make that a public statement at the next tournament. Holy shit, man. Although 40% of Epic is owned by Tencent China, China's largest video game publisher, CEO, and majority shareholder Tim Sweeney said he would never allow this sort of punishment for a player. What sort of punishment? Boo fucking who? Outraged fans have vowed to boycott Blizzard games until the company changes its stance on the Hong Kong protests. So now they are demanding that this private company, this company that is interested in trying to appeal to as many markets as possible, take a divisive political stance that could potentially sever ties with one of their largest markets, that of China. Are you fucking kidding me? These are the same idiots who say gamers rise up and vote for Trump and think that they're being revolutionary in doing so. This is absolutely what can we call this? Weaponized right-wing political outrage. As much as the left, as much as the right-wingers want to complain about the left weaponizing outrage, it's really the right wing that does it best. I mean, look at this. This is some well-funded shit that we're staring at right now. And, this is just organic. Part of this is well-funded, part of this is just legitimate organic social media outreach, but we can see how it's being garnered and tailored by capitalist media to weaponize it. To look at these people in a sort of heroic light. These brave gamers are rising up against this evil company who's selling out to the commies, and we all need to call for a revolution against the commies in Hong Kong. And to make things more sickening, there are fellow leftists out there who are calling for intervention in Hong Kong, calling for a support of the Hong Kong protest. Fucking laughable and shameful. But nevertheless, says upset fans have flooded message boards for Blizzard's most popular games with posts calling for boycotts to Blizzard. The main Reddit board dedicated to Blizzard's titles are Blizzard was temporarily set to private mode on October 8th by moderators because of the intense backlash. Of course, because Reddit is just a fucking hive of this Hong Kong separatist bullshit. A few posters who shared messages about Hong Kong on Blizzard's own forums had their accounts banned from the site until the year 3019. That's hilarious. Hashtag Blizzard boycott became a trending hashtag on Twitter as dozens of people shared screenshots of themselves deleting their Blizzard accounts or canceling subscriptions to Blizzard's World of Warcraft. So, hours after Blizzard announced Blitzchung's ban, a former Blizzard employee tweeted that some backlash seemed to be brewing internally. Someone had covered up two of the company's key values: think globally and every choice matters, enshrined on a statue at the company's headquarters. Ooh. Just because it's put on a fucking shrine doesn't mean it's put on a contract anywhere. Doesn't mean it's put, ink to paper in any kind of a legally binding statement. On October 9th, a group of some 30 Activision Blizzard employees staged a walkout to protest the company's punishment of Hong Kong-based esports competitor. Why do they keep repeating it? We know. According to a report from Blake Montgomery of the Daily Beast. So now we're citing Daily Beast articles. I guess that's alright. They don't actually give a link to it, so we can't actually see. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Anyway. Commentator Brian Kibler announced he would decline, blah 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 blah. Holy shit, man. Anyway, we've gone through this long enough. I'll link the rest of the article in the description. But as we can see, this is all just politicized, weaponized outrage to justify imperialism in Hong Kong. And if you're a right-wing chud who advocates for this stuff, well, it kind of makes sense that you're stupid and you've bought hook, line, and sinker into the National Endowment of Democracy's propaganda. But, if you're a left-winger, if you're a leftist, you really should know better. Do more research before advocating for these phony color revolutions. Because if you keep doing this, you're just going to be a useful patsy for the right wing. That's all I gotta say. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Dankey Kang signing out.